Welcome and welcome back to University Thoughts. It's Shaikita, and we're about to finish the story of Black people. Now, you could go ahead and look at what is it? Well, first, before I say that, you should watch all of the videos that's in the playlist before this one to get a better understanding of this video, because I had to do separate videos because the videos that I did, they needed their own personal video. But yeah, also because we're leading off with P-Tie, and it's a continuation from her story, but it's also leaving off where I left off with P-Tie when he was ruling the new moon. So I have that up there where you can look at that to know exactly who he is. But leaving off, it says that when the Memphis creation myth was written, P-Tie was identified with the first bit of dry land to emerge from the endless depths of the waters. This is where they got the concept of the Big Bang and the Virgin Mary. I was trying to look for where I found, like where I saw that originally, but again, every time I go back to look for something, they don't be there no more, or something else. But basically, when I was getting all of this together, they had showed me some stuff, and one of the things I saw was basically Earth and an abyss. Now, if you watched the video before, you'll know that this isn't the first world of Earth. This is multiple. It's been multiple worlds of Earth, and this is the first one with man. And it's because when she was basically, Earth was dying, and they showed me Earth just basically floating with like an abyss or whatever, like calling out for help or whatever. And I kept hearing Will and Testament, and I'm like, what is that about? And then I heard an air. So basically, the fact that Earth is alive, Earth can move and change and all of that stuff. Earth can reproduce herself and give birth. And what she did was she mutated herself to give birth to this conscious that now rules, which is P-Tie. Think about how, like, you know how the states are broken up now, and it's because of that birth. That's what happens, when you give birth, the body changes. But yeah, so she basically mutated the man's body, which is basically the woman's body, in reverse. If you don't know, the Earth has an inner sun. So basically what she did was gather her inner strength, which is her inner sun, and birthed it outside of her to help save her. So basically black men were born to help and protect black women. And when you have a child, you change everything for that child, because you accommodate that child, and that's what happened, and that's what it is with this world. The world changed and is now accommodated with this new energy that is here, this sun that's here now. There was something else I was supposed to say with that. Oh, alright. So I was supposed to say that, how when women, when they're basically on the verge of dying, whether physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, they usually find out they're pregnant right when they're at the verge of giving up. And it's usually a son. And whether it affects them positively or negatively, they change their whole way because of this child. So that's basically what's going on. And he's basically here to protect us from the attacks we keep going through or whatever. But, yeah, that's where they got the Virgin Mary and the Big Bang from. But like the symbols that he carried on his staff, he's the creator of power, life, and stability of this world. And the fact that he's the main, like the dominant consciousness of this world, this is where they got also the concept of the New World Order, AI, the New World Order and AI. Because again, the black man created white people. So in a sense, there are AI, and they're trying to basically recreate everything that we already created. So it's like they want to be God, because God to them is the black man. So they're trying to be him and recreate, do what he did, basically. Like I said before, I already did videos on the chakras and stuff, because that's our doing, but it's his influence, but it's ours, meaning black men and black women, but it's more so his influence. And it's separate because basically that's not just our body, but it's the Earth's body. We have the same body, so that you should go look at that, because that's going into the detail of everything that he did. But I can say that the root chakra starts here in North America. It's over on the West Coast. It's said that it's Mount Shasta, California. But then I also read that it's Mount St. Helen in Washington. So all I can say is it's over here and over there. I am going to go in on the pyramids here though, because once you actually watch those videos, you'll know that the pyramids is the mounds, pyramids, and temples, and how they're basically pressure points of the body. And mounds are basic. Sorry, pyramids and temples are basically evolved mounds. Now, where's it at? In America, you have the Watson Break and the Monk Mounds, and these are in Louisiana. Now, Watson Break is the largest earthwork mound, in North America. It's older than the Egyptian pyramids in England, Stonehenge, and it was man-made, created over centuries. And then you have Monk's Mound, which is the largest earthwork in North America and the largest pyramid in north of Mesoamerica. Okay, I wanted to bring this up too because there's they wanted me to bring this up anyway, but there's a cave, or there's some caves in the Grand Canyon where they found a lot of Egyptian stuff, but it was created here in America where it's at, and they try to say it's a hoax. Like, there's something else I'm gonna talk about that they say is a hoax too, but it's the Smithsonians. They say that it's a hoax, but yet they still talk about it. If it's a hoax, why are you talking about it? But yeah, they want me to tell you about the Mississippians and the culture. The Mississippian culture is a mound-building Native American civilization that flourished in what is now Midwest, Eastern, and the Southern states in the U.S. Mound cities are an ancient tradition, and these are the first known earthworks in North America. In Mexico, you have the Pyramid of the Moon and the Pyramid of the Sun. Being the second largest pyramid after the Pyramid of the Sun is the Pyramid of the Moon. And Palenque, yeah, you have the Temple of Inscriptions in Cholula. Oh, let me fix that. Hold up. Okay. And hold on. Yeah. Hold on. Give me a minute. Alright. In Puebla, Mexico. Hold up. Because he got me confused. That was my son. It's Cholula's in Puebla, Mexico. And it's said to be the largest archaeological site of a pyramid in the New World. The Pyramid of the Magician is in Uxmal, Mexico, and is sometimes referred to as the Pyramid of the Soothsayer. You have Caral in Peru, north of Lima, which is older than the Egyptian pyramids by 100 years. The Temple of the Moon and the Temple of the Sun in Peru, which was created by the Machi civilization with adobe brick. And there's also pyramids in Africa that's made with adobe brick, which I'm going to show. It's the pyramids in Morocco. In Europe, this is the one that they said is not for real. It's most likely a hoax or whatever, but it's Bosnia. It's Bosnia Pyramid of the Sun, and that and over there it's supposed to be like 3 all together, and they say it's aligned with the constellations as well. Oh no, that's me already telling y'all that they say it's fake. But yeah, it's aligned with the constellations, but they're trying to say that this is fake. And over in Italy, it's the Monte Vecchio pyramids. In Asia, you have the Indian pyramids, which is hold up, because I'm an organized mess. I got my stuff everywhere. Okay. It's the Swiss. You know what? I'm not going to pronounce none of these. I'm going to just tell y'all that all of these, because I looked it up, they're basically in Myanmar, India. That's where they're basically at. You can look it up. I went over this trying to pronounce this mess. I messed up. I'm not about to make a fool of myself. Look it up. and in Japan, you have underwater ruins, which is the Yan the Yanaguani monuments of Japan's lost Atlantis. Okay, and the other pyramid in Africa, besides the famous ones that we know, is the pyramid of Meroe in Sudan, which is what I was talking about, where it was created with those bricks. And then Australia, you have the Gympie pyramid. And then Australia, they also found some pyramids. I mean, that's Australia. Antarctica, they also found pyramids as well. And then I'm just going to have some pictures up here that shows y'all how mounds and pyramids and temples, they all look the same all over the world, pretty much. Yeah, hold on, because I lost where I was at with my papers. I thought I hadn't talked about the mounds and the pyramids. Okay, because I know the point of me doing all of that was to say how there's pyramids all over the world. Some are just some are just more focused on the others. Just like there's many points of us on the body, and we only focus on the 7 chakras and the 12 meridian. Again, I have a videos up of explaining all of that, because those are meant to be separate. But I can say that the difference between the chakras and the 12 meridian is basically chakras are energy filters that goes either way. It's in and out. And meridians are they're like the ley lines, which I went over in the video, and they spread the energy that that's filtered by the chakras. In so many words, it sounds like together they work as an air conditioner, or how trees work with air. Okay, hold on. Here we are. So once you watched all of that, or you already watched it, you'll understand that what I'm going forward with, because basically acupuncture, tai chi, yoga, and meditation are the things that we did besides eating and drinking right, that had us open and in tune and able to do all of the amazing things that they talk about today still, and still are curious about. Well, they try to pretend that they don't know or whatever. But I'm going to give y'all an example on how we're able to create these things and do the things that we were able to do. Born from a black mom who was spiritual, a mixed dad, black and white, married a black woman, but there was no evidence out there, but she was also spiritual, and he himself was spiritual. It was Abraham Lincoln. Now, we know that he was low-key a coon. The dude, he was not white, he was black, and there's evidence out there proving that. But he was also known as being physically strong, and especially because of how skinny and long and lanky he was, they didn't understand it. But there's a story out there about a friend of his named Billy that he worked with as a child at a store, who always was placing a bet with some dude named Enoch and would win. But he won because Abraham Lincoln's strength. Abraham Lincoln was able to lift up a wooden barrel full to the top of whiskey to his lips and drink it from the bunghole with ease. Sorry. Okay. Enoch tried to move it himself, and he failed. He just couldn't get it. He couldn't even move a tip of it. So imagine what a whole civilization can do when they're all in tune and they move in unison, and they're using the power of Ptah, because that's how strong he is. Remember, he was the heir. He was we birthed him to come here and take over. This is his shit right now. We're still here, but he's taking over. He just took over because it's his house too, just like children do. But yeah, we did that ourselves by hand, using the elements that was around us. And as time went on, we created tools to help us with the stuff that we wanted to do. So that's basically why they don't want us to know who we are, what we are, because we're amazing beings. Hold on, where's that at? Okay. So once you watch all of those videos and you come here understanding that, I want to go into how he's still being praised today. Not even just him, but how we're still being praised, and that's our stuff being thrown back at us. You got the Oscars. Now, back in ancient times, they held ceremonies and rituals and stuff like that in Memphis to honor the best sculptor, designer, painter, or whatever. And when you win, when you're honored, you get a statue of Ptah given from Pharaoh's hands personally. And this was held because it has to be held at a temple. It has to be somewhere sacred that you do it. And it used to be held at the temple, the Shrine Auditorium from 47 to 2000, and then they moved it to the Kodak Theater. Excuse me. But the meaning of Oscar comes from Osiris, they say, who is the ruler of the underworld in Orion constellation. And Pharaoh's soul would ascend to Orion's belt to be rebirthed as a star living for eternity, hence the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Also, Oscar is somebody that is a white gay guy. That it was a white artist that was in prison for being gay. So that's something else that's thrown, because black men weren't gay. But yeah, there's something that I thought of. The third eye. When you're looking, like when you're meditating or you're just laying there and your eyes are closed, but your third eye is you're looking through a third eye view. It looks like a projector. So that's basically where they got the concept of a projector in movies, because it's basically they're showing you. Well, this is how it started off anyway. It looks like a projector, or like it's a silent movie, and that's where they got the concept from. It's basically, movies are basically what's going on in the astral world. They're just bringing it in the physical. That's why it's presented like that. It's basically a view through the third eye, like astral projection. I hope you understood that. And the point of that was the whole point of the Oscars, well, the ceremony before, because it was the person who could represent the spirit world the best in the physical would get a reward. But today, the Oscars is basically who could tell the truth the best in the lie. And the example I'm supposed to give for that was Pocahontas. We know that is based on a true story, but we know they lied and sugarcoat the shit. And the song that they, like, with Pocahontas, the song that kept singing was Colors of the Wind. And that song won an Oscar. The part that kept playing the most was at the end where you could own the earth and still all your owner's earth until you can paint with all the colors of the wind. And it's like, that's crazy how that's in there, considering that story is basically about us, and we don't even own ourselves, let alone some paint brushes to paint with the colors of the wind, because they took it from us and they're giving it back to us artificially. But yeah, Freemasons and money. Now the Freemasons logo is Ptah's name in hieroglyphics. It's a craftsman square and a compass, considering who he is. That's how they use the magic of his name in manifestations. And money is not just it's not just money. This is basically him in the physical as an anatomic object. Remember, if you watch Reiki, you could send energy to an object from a distance Reiki. Now, the all-seeing eye is I'm sorry, I went ahead, because what I was saying was, with the money, it's not just the seeing eye, because that's all we focus on, that in the pyramid, but it's the money itself, like I explained. First of all, it's green, and remember, Ptah is green, which means rebirth and regeneration. And it's also made with plants and trees. And again, I told you, well, I gave my example with trees. If you know trees are basically like chakras, where they transmute the air or the oxygen or whatever. Like, y'all know trees. But yeah, so there's that with it. And it's also the symbol of the pyramid on the money that help aid in a particular energy to move the manifestation behind the original intentions of the money. And now the whole fact of the all-seeing eye is going back to controlling you and watching everything that you do. The one consciousness again and all of that. But I was supposed to say this before in the beginning, the whole thing with the one conscious, my example for that was, think of Rick and Morty, the episode with Unity, how she controlled everybody, but she took away their free will. That's basically what's going on in reverse, where they're trying to take away the morals and keep the free will. But the money and the whole one consciousness or whatever, and the money being Pti, the inanimate object, you have the banks where you house the money, and they're able to keep track of you and what you're doing, how you're moving, what you're spending it on, all of that. So when you think of banks and money, you could think of basically how the bank is the mom or at the house, and the son lives in the bank or is living inside his mom, or he lives inside his mom's house. So it's like that, and they're energy points. They're basically like the new pyramids or whatever in his house in life. Like, you get it, or like what ISIS and what is it? Because I'm gonna just say like Haru and Offset. There you go. And then you have, where was it at? Where am I at? Okay, because the reason for these, the chip is to reinforce their whole God complex and making the artificial world and God a reality, and basically trying to wipe us off and kill us off. Now, this chip is basically the pineal gland, and once, like, that's why they took it from us, because everything that they took everything away from us, and they're giving it back to us artificially, basically trying to say, because they didn't like how we treated them, I guess, or whatever. So they're basically making us feel how they feel or felt or whatever. This whole thing that we're going through is reverse psychology. And so yeah, at the same time, they love us, but they hate us. And it's like they love us so much that they just want to kill us off. Like, they just want to kill us, because it's like, it's better to just not have you around than to know you're here and I can't do nothing about you being here. So it's just, they just want to kill us off. And like, you know how when Big Mama, she's at her last or whatever, they just want to hurry up and kill her off and take her stuff. But then you got the family that wants to keep her alive. You got the some that wants to take advantage of grandma and be all molesting and raping her and stuff. And basically what they did was they created this is why we're messed up, because they created the illness, like I said before. They created Alzheimer's and dementia in us, in black women. So that's why we're going through the stuff that we're going through, and we don't remember who we are. Yeah. Hold on.
Are you ready?
No, I'm not. I didn't get you yet. Hold on. When I get done, you can come in, and then you can see it and stuff.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I am done though, actually. I'm trying to think, was there anything else? I don't think that there was anything else. Oh, the ball game, the Mayan ball game. That's right. So this ball game, what they told me was basically this, because if you look it up, they'll talk about sacrifices and rituals with this ball game. And that is true, but in the videos before, I told you, if a consciousness comes here and they don't do what they're supposed to do, then that's a righteous kill that happens. That's why murder is illegal and stuff, because if you do wrong, you have to be taken out, because your energy is no longer serving its purpose. So, being who we are, and you could tell today, we will turn a tragedy into laughter. We will make a game and make fun out of the most serious things. We will find the fun in it. And that's basically what we did. We had them play for their life. And this is why they don't like us. Alright, listen. So we 2 teams, and it's 2 to 5 people on that team. And you got to keep the ball in the air without hands or feet, hitting it with the upper arms, thighs, or hips, and it's tallied by points. And it's stone hoops high up on the wall, so you could shoot the ball or whatever. And the ball is like 8 to 9 pounds, so they wear something something, but you still get messed up or whatever. But I was laughing because I'm like, that sounds like basketball, football, and soccer, and like some other sports that was in one, like, and they just separated it, or it was originally separated and they put it in one as a torture device. Because it's basically like a torture device. So, yeah, I think that's officially it. If I get some more stuff, then I'm gonna just make a video and be like, oh, we got some more shit. But feel free to like, comment, subscribe to the Triad, share if you did care, because it's our love over here. We just want to spread that shit. I'm supposed to say, you don't gotta believe this. It's okay if you don't. If you don't believe it, then obviously it's not meant for you. It's meant for the person that watched it all the way through. So don't be talking no shit to us, because we don't want to hear it. Just keep it pushing, and that's it. Feel free to look on the page for more content, because there's more on there. There's more on there, and there's also more to come. I'm glad I entertained you. If I did, if I didn't, that is fine. You still watched it, and that is A-okay with me. Later.